Hi everybody, it's Diana with StampingWithDi.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Teach Me Tuesdays, episode 203. And I had so much fun yesterday with the Hey Chuck and the strips of DSP that I thought I would have some more fun with that today and play around with it a little bit. And hopefully this will give you ideas, because I don't know if I'm the only one, I'm sure I'm not, that hoards designer series paper. And then the end of the year comes, things retire, and I have a stack like this big. So hopefully this will inspire you to use up that designer series paper and in different ways. I'm actually using some retired DSP that was in my stack just because I wanted to use it up, and you may also have this same paper, collecting dust in your stamp studio. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. And I want to welcome you to my channel. I would love for you to let me know where you're viewing from. During my live premieres, I'm off in the chat with you. So if you have any questions during the live, just ask them over there. Otherwise, if you're watching the replay, just leave a comment below and then YouTube will let me know so I can reach out. I would love for you to subscribe, because then you don't miss anything. Because I do premieres Monday, Tuesdays, and Friday, and then I do a quick little video on Saturday. So I'm here quite often during the week. If there's ever anything you want me to show, please reach out to me and let me know. I love suggestions because it definitely helps me come up with ideas and keep my channel inspiring you. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing so we can get started. So close your eyes just for a second while I get my camera adjusted. Okay, so what I'm doing is I am still using the Hey Chuck, and I'm using some of the same ideas in a way, same layouts as yesterday, but I'm changing it up. I also, remember I was cutting out that poor chicken yesterday. I did use my die because it does have a coordinating die. So these are the pieces. So I did stamp it ahead of time with the memento because I am going to be coloring with the blends. So I'm still using our irate chicken. I did want him to be on the cute little fence that comes with the set. It also has some great pieces in the die, and one is a sun. So I wanted to make sure I used the sun, and I did that in the daffodil. I'm still going to use the scallop contour because I loved how this looked. I love the stitching on here, and so if you ever get these little chads, just take your little, whatchamacallit here, and it takes all the little pieces off. All right. So anyways, it was like squirrel. So I'm still going to do this. Now I am going to change the greetings. So let me do that real quickly. And I'm going to stamp with a memento. And the greeting I wanted this time is rise and shine. So just like I did yesterday, I want to see how straight I have that mounted. So using my grid paper, I'm going to use my grid paper to see how straight that is. So not too bad. I just need to come down a little bit on the left. Not a whole lot. And then it's super, super good. All right, so that's just going to go on the bottom there. Like I said, I've already stamped and die cutted out the pieces. That's the way they're good and dry, so we'll get to them in a minute. Now, what I did do that was a little bit different than yesterday is I still did the 3 3/4 by 5, but then I cut myself a Misty Moonlight thin border of cardstock because I want to put this behind here. All right. Now, I also, like I said, I grabbed some retiring cardstock. So what I want to do real quickly is on the inside, so I don't mess that up. I just want to put this little strip. All right. So like I said, you might have the same DSP or you might have something current. It doesn't really matter right now. I'm just playing around, giving you a different idea on what to do with your designer series paper. Now these are 12 by 12 packs of designer series paper. So I just cut the strips into half an inch. Yes, half an inch. So you could even vary the thicknesses if you want, but I just kept them the same as yesterday, and so half of an inch was good. All right. I want to make sure that I'm saying the right thing, right? Hang on a second. All right, there we go. So this is my little piece. So where's my handy dandy little ruler? Yes, half an inch. Or if you're in a different land, what does this say? I can barely measure in inches, let alone anything else. But if you can see the measurements, if you're in another place where you use different measurements, there's what it is down here on the bottom of the ruler. Okay, so I believe this was on the farm or something, designer series paper that we had, and I think it was for celebration last year. But I have kept it because it has the cute little chicken wire, so we're going to use that. It also had this really fun, what is that, checked? It's not checked. What is it, plaid? It also had this really cute daffodil, and I love that. And then this one, I believe, is from a different set, and I'm so bad. I just kept certain ones, but I love this. It kind of looks like a handkerchief, you know, that you would wear. All right, so I have these pieces cut, and I just have them laying. So just like yesterday, we're gonna put our strips on, but I'm gonna play around with the placement of them so it looks a little more I don't even know the word. It's not going to be the lines. Like, this is what I did yesterday. In case you are new, this is what we did yesterday. We just glued them at a diagonal. Easy peasy. All right. So this time, I want to put them on. I'm still going to go at a diagonal. I'm going to put this one right down the center. Like that. Then I'm going to pick a red one. Now this time, instead of coming like this, I'm going to bring this one in a little bit. So it's not even. And we're just going to play around with our DSP. So it's important to keep them straight. So that's why I just cut from the 12 by 12. So I have a nice straight line. And then I'm just going to butt this up, and you can feel it as it slides up next to that other piece, and then it's good and tight. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to take my yellow. This time I'm going to go all the way. So I don't think you could repeat a design when you're going this way. Unlike the other one where I just did all the same like lines back and forth. All right. Now I'm going to take the blue one. Make sure you can see here. I'm going to take the blue one and I'm going to bring it in here. So I'm going to bring it in and I'm going to go this way. So same thing. Just make sure your edges touch. So now we've got one going this direction. So it's going to be almost like a quilt, because this is what this totally reminds me of. It reminds me of quilting, but it's going to be a quilt that you know, kind of had pieces and patchwork quilt. Is that what you would call it? All right. So there's that. I want another blue piece. And I'm going to bring it in here because I don't want them to be, I'm going to put it here. I don't want them to be even. I don't want it to make any sense at all. I just kind of want them sticking every which way. Okay. Again, just butt it up against that next one. All right, so now I need to bring another red one. And let's do it going this way. And again, this is why it's important to keep them straight. So like yesterday when I cut those ones, you know, when I trim them away, I get this angle. So you wouldn't want to use one of these because then it would go off, you know, really crooked. So I'm making sure I'm using the ones that I've cut off the DSP so that I'm nice and straight. All right. So let me do another chicken wire. So you can see this looks way different, but it's still super fun. All right, so I'm going to put it here, put it up against that. And that's why I like to use the green tip glue, the Tombow Multi, because it allows you a little wiggle room before it connects permanently. All right, so let's bring another one here maybe, because you want to make sure you fill. I think I'm going to go here. Because if I go partial, then I might have like a crooked one. And then, you know me, I'm kind of anal. All right, so that looks good there. And it butts up against that one. Okay. Let's see, another blue. What I can do, this long one here, I can trim this because I'll know to use this end, because this is the one that is perfectly square, not the one I just trimmed. So this one takes a little bit longer because it's not just gluing strips like yesterday where you just glue, 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 glue. This, you're just kind of like looking at it, you know, and seeing like, oh, well, I want one to go this way, I want one to go that way. So I'm trying, as I'm doing this, not to have them touching. Like, so I don't want to put a yellow one here because it would touch that yellow, and I try, right? I'm going to try not to have the same colors touching. So I'm going to put that one there. And if you do, it's only paper, you know, the sky won't fall. All right, that looks good. All right, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do another. I think I like to use a lot of the, whatchamacallit, the chicken wire, because it's more neutral and it's chicken wire, right? And we're using the Hey Chuck set. So, and it always makes me laugh because here we have this cute Hey Chuck set and we need some chicken wire paper. So that's why there's just certain papers that I will keep. I'll go through when things retire, and I will just keep certain pieces of it. All right, so let's see here. Do I want to go up like this? I think I do, because there's quite a few going back and forth. So I'm going to stick this here, still keeping it along the lines and keeping it here. Even this is way off, like this isn't even on here, but it will keep them straight. Like if I just kind of go here, I might be off a little bit. So still use the other pieces around there to keep your lines straight. All right, so what do I want here? I want a blue. I love this blue. Oh my gosh. because it is so blue jeany, and I love blue jeans and things like that. So this is so fun. All right. And then let's do a red. So we're just basically filling in with our lines, or with our DSPs. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go another one here, but I do want to put maybe down there. We'll play. We are playing. All right, so I'm going to just move this a little bit. I am going to trim. Let me trim real quick. So I'm going to trim them at an angle, because then I know which is, I mean, I'll trim better, but I'm going to trim at that angle, because then I know, like, okay, well, those are the straight edges, so that there's no confusion. Like if I trim straight, I might go, oh, this is a straight edge, but really it's not. So I'm just trimming them quickly, and we'll trim them better, but just so that there's not all that sticking around. All right. It also makes it a little easier to see on there. All right, but look how cute. You've got these little pigs. So you could use all sorts, but I just stuck with 4. But you could, you could do however many you want. Okay, but this is going to make it a little easier for me to finish it. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to do a blue. And I'm going to get that straight edge. So see, I have that angle, so that's not the side I want. But this way, you use up quite a few of these strips. Whoops, hang on a minute. Rub too hard. You use up these strips almost till there's nothing left. All right, I think I need a little bit of this. And I'm going to have it go this way. Just put that glue in there. So that's why the green tip glue is good, because it allows the wiggle room, like I said, till it clicks right in there, and then it's good. I'm going to do a red this way. But it stays wet enough that you can kind of feel it. Like, I wouldn't put it all here, because it will start to dry before you get to the end. But right here, you could, like I did this one over here, you can totally do that. All right, so now I've got, see now, this one right here, I've got 2 angly ends, so I don't want to use that one, because I want to make sure that they're good and straight. All right, so I'm going to come over here, and what do I want? I'm going to put them this way again. So I'm going to go blue. So I've got a nice straight edge there. So I'm going to go blue. So Jeff's off to the post office. He's got some adhesive pouches he's taken to the post office. So So I mentioned those yesterday, so if you were interested in those, you live in the USA, I still have a few of those left. So don't miss out on those. All right, that's good. And trim, trim, trim. And let's fill this in. So I'm going to do some this way as well as that way. All right, so again, I'm trying not to have things touch. So I'm going to do a yellow. So far, so good. And I'm sure, like, if you are a real quilter, you're probably, like, going, oh my gosh, this is not good. Because there's probably a correct way if you're doing, like, a patchwork quilt. And this probably is not it. But I just think it looks so cool. All right, and then I'm going to put a red. Okay, and then I'll do a blue, but I'm going to come in this way. I guess it doesn't matter, right, with this little tiny little piece. So I'll just put my adhesive on the whole thing. And the blue. And then finish it with a tiny little bit of, whatchamacallit, chicken wire. So we were talking about the ducks yesterday, and it's so funny. So Mateo come over yesterday, and I said, well, how are the ducks doing? Have you got any eggs yet? And he said, no. And I think it will be a little bit before, like, because they're older, they weren't laying regularly, but they were still laying. But I think also, like, being moved, they probably go through a little bit of a shock, right? Plus, it's wintertime, so they didn't lay as much in the winter. All right, so here we have this really fun little whatever this is. We're going to call it a patchwork quilt thing. All right, now we're just going to turn this over just like we did yesterday. And you could use your paper trimmer, but it's just as easy with your paper snips. And I'm just following the edge of that cardstock. And then you can really see how fun it is when you get all these pieces, because then you see that, the straight edges. Okay. So this would have been fun too, this paper, see with the wood grain, that would have been fun too. So you could have flipped that over, and that was the blue paper. So is there any paper that you kept, when I was talking about paper, DSP hoarding, right? Like you hate to use it. Is there some still in your stash that you have like one piece left or something, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I hate to use it because it's the last. All right, so look how cute this is, right? It is adorable. It just looks like so fun. So here is, if you did it straight, because I did want to show ahead of time that I just did straight like the other one. I also ran this one through the embossing folder, because I talked about that yesterday. So it gives it a little bit of texture. So there you can see. So that makes it look different too. It's not as noticeable because this paper has a lot going on, but it looks kind of cool, right, with that embossing folder. All right, so let's go back to this one. So let's bring our card over. So I did put it, like I said, I cut a piece of the, whatchamacallit, Misty Moonlight, because I believe this is Misty Moonlight in that DSP there, and I just made it have a little bit of a border. I just wanted there to be a little space between the card and the DSP. But look how fun this is. If you have like a quilter in your family, wouldn't that be a fun little card to give? All right, so let's bring our cute little chicken and our fence over and get them colored. So, but this got me thinking how fun it would be to do, like if you do certain, well, it has to be a straight edge, right? There has to be a straight edge somewhere. So if you did some of the dies with the DSP or some of the punches, and you would have shapes, but as long as you have that straight edge, and then you could make a quilt with patterns too, not just straight lines. That would be fun. So that will give you something to do over the Christmas holiday. All right, so let's color our fun little fence. So this is using number 600 and number 400. They are my go-to combination, I swear. So 600. So the higher the number in the Stampin' Blends tones is lighter. So just kind of try to keep that in your mind when you're coloring. So 600 is the lighter, and 400 is the darker. And they come from two different dual packs. All right. So I have a little thing on my blog and it's right here. So you can find that on my blog. And I also did a little video on this, and it just explains the natural tones. It gives the item code, but it just shows them, right? Like, see how dark 100 is? And then 1,000 is almost like this pretty pink. So it just goes all the way, and they are just like the skin tones. But I use them for so much more than skin tones. I went way crazy there. Way crazy down there. And that's why I use a color lifter to push that back. And then it will dry. Alright, then it won't be. Not that anyone would probably even notice that. Alright, so we are going to do our cute little rooster. And I'm going to use my 400. So yesterday I just did the Poppy Parade. And I'm going to add a little third color this time. So I'm going to use my 400 first. And we're going to put where I want this to be darker poppy. And this is just going to give you that third color of red. So if you've watched me color things before, this is not new to you. But if in case you are, if you use any of the browns underneath your reds, it gives you like a third darker on the red. All right, then I take my dark poppy and I'm going to go right over top of that 400, and I'm going to make her legs. Looks like she's got stockings on. She's got pretty skinny little legs there. All right, so we're going to go right over top of where that 400 was, but then we're going to go out a little further. So you'll see that dark poppy, and then the regular dark is right here because we've gone outside of that 400, and then it gives room for me to come in with my light poppy, and then we've got basically like 3 shades of poppy that way. So you can do that with any of the reds. And suede works too. I used suede a lot before we had the tones, but since I had the 400 out, I just used that. All right, and then we'll take our light poppy and we'll just fill it in. So now you've got that deep poppy that where it has that tone in there, that brown tone at 400, and then it just gives you a real natural deep red in there. And just play with your blends. Just mix and match. All right, so can you see? So now you've got like that really dark in there, and then it goes darker, and then it goes lighter. All right, so just like I did yesterday, I have to give these chickens, they need that cute blue, and that's just Tahitian on their eyelid. All right, a light pumpkin. And we'll put on the feet as well. And then we'll go dark in the mouth area. All right. Now, hang on a minute. Let's do my little eyeball. So my eyeball is white, but I want to put a little bit of color. So I'm just barely putting a little bit of light gray granite in that eyeball so that there's a little bit of color. All right. Now, I used the Misty Moonlight on my cardstock, right? Because it was here. So I also want to bring some Misty Moonlight into my chicken. So I have a light Misty Moonlight. So his little body is going to be this light Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to use some boho blue. These colors look really good together. Sorry. Okay, he's gone in the house. Sorry about that. All right, and then this is the light boho. So see how good those go together? Because the dark is, let me get the right one. The dark Misty Moonlight is pretty dark. So I just use the light one because it's dark enough. So let's just put a little more of that just in those areas there. So now our chicken has some of the blue that we used in the cardstock as well as the DSP. Okay, so let's put our fun little card together. So I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. Here, where are my dimensionals? Oh my gosh, I brought them out. I swear. I swear. I mean, I won't swear, but oh, they're right here underneath my blends. Heavens to Betsy. Okay, so we have dimensionals, and I am using these up big time. All right. So I like to put one in the center just so it doesn't sag, because we are going to, you know, be putting our chicken on top there. All right, so let's bring my card over. Let's put this on the card. Now, I didn't put anything in the inside. Yesterday, I put the fun girl in there, but I just left this plain because I like to leave them plain, because a lot of times, like I have mentioned several times, I like to use my demo cards for my videos as thank you cards and things like that, so that way the person can use it. Or maybe I will actually need this for like someone in, you know, for a certain thing, and then I'll know, okay, so hi Jane, blah 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 blah. All right, so we are going to take the sun, and I'm going to put the sun so it goes off of here a little bit, so it's like rising. So let me get some baby dimensionals here. So the sun is kind of rising off to the side a little bit, because this is a scallop contour, so it's smallish, right? So to add all of this, I think it's raining. I think that's why the dog was making a noise. I think it is pouring, pouring, pouring. Is it pouring out, baby? Jeff said it was going to rain Friday, but so hopefully that won't have issues with my internet. Sometimes it does. All right, so we have our cute little sun. So I put that up here, and I'm going to move this out of the way here. All right, so we have our cute little sun off to the side. Now I want to put my, so let's just dry fit it. If I put my little guys, my little fence there, and then my chicken is going to go on top there like that. So that looks good. All right. So yeah, I believe it is pouring. All right. So I'm going to put this there. And then we've got our little chicken. It's going to go here. So I'm going to put a tiny little dimensional. Get it ready, because I want this feather to go over top of here. So I don't want to put a dimensional here, because then his feather will be crooked. So I want to put it down here, because this way it's on this and not this. All right. So I'm going to put this behind instead of putting it on top, because then you have that white line. I'm going to pull it back here so it looks like he's standing on that fence. Look how cute he is. Isn't that so fun? So I love it. So I did do one ahead of time. So let me see if I did much different. Oh yeah. So this one I did, so you can see the difference. So this one I did the lines just straight back and forth like I did yesterday. But for the video, I wanted to do them a little bit different. So what do you think? Do you like them where they're just kind of, all over the place? I kind of really like this look. I mean, I like them both, but to me, it's almost like you get to enjoy the designer series paper a little bit more when it's this way. All right, so let me say, see you later, alligator. So anyways, maybe this will help you I have a whole bunch of strips, so I need to make some more of these, just because they're super fun. And when I get a card design that I like to make multiples, so that I can just pull from them, like for my top 10 that I send every month to my team. So it's just kind of fun to, like you've already designed it. It's I don't want to say brainless stamping, but I love to not have to think sometimes, right? And I think that's why a lot of you love to take my classes in the mail or my events, because everything's already designed for you. You just have to stamp it, put it together. You don't have to think about, well, this card size is this or whatever. So I'm the same way. So I like to just turn the TV on, turn the radio on sometimes, and just stamp and have fun. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing. I will see you Friday for my Dies Shorts. That will be 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. Winston want to say hi. Come here, baby. All right. Oh, so many people said, can we see Winston? So here he is. Look how fluffy he's getting. He's like, who are you talking to? But look how furry he's getting. Oh my gosh, he was like, so we had to practically, can you see yourself? Can you see it? Look at, who's that? He's so cute. Oh my gosh, I love him so much. We had to practically have him shaved bald when we had him, because he was so mad at it, and he was just not taken care of. So he's really grown so much fur-wise. He's also put on weight, which is good because he was so skinny. But he's just adorable, and we just love him so much. So this is his first Christmas at our house. He's got his stocking hanging, and we just love spoiling him. All right, you want to go back on your chair? Good boy. All right. So he's like, I still don't know who you're talking to. All right. So anyways, I just thought I would pop in and let him say hi. All right. So I'm going to stop blabbing. I will see you Friday. Have a great night. Bye for now.